Hey guys, it's been probably over a year since I've posted anything on the channel, so I need to get back into it. Figured what better way than with my 2005 Harley Sportster 1200C. I'm doing an LED conversion on it and also a run, stop, turn conversion for these guys here so that I can chop off that rear booby taillight. Starts with a module that you get from Harley. I'm sure they sell it in other places too. I just went ahead and got mine from them. It is a run, stop, turn module that allows these to do more than just turn signal. In the directions it shows that it would all fit under here, under your seat. This is your ignition control module. Just unbolt it, move it out of the way. This 6-way connector here, you just unplug it and parallel this right in. They just plug right in. It's really nice. Obviously there's no room under here to fit it, so I fed it under the frame, moved this harness over, and then plugged it in, and I'll just secure this inside my battery box so that it's nice and out of the way. The directions do say, obviously, you don't want any pinched wires, so if you don't have room, you'll have to find another place to put it. I'm going to go ahead and start taking apart the rest of this, probably take off the rear fender and everything, just because I'm going to have to cut it and repaint it anyway. So I'm going to get started on that, and I'll check back in shortly. So if you weren't doing an LED conversion, this part was actually pretty cheap, and it would allow you to have brake lights and turn signals on all 3 points, which would make it so that you could be seen better. Go ahead and show you. I'll turn the key on. Now, I mean, it took me 5 minutes to install it. Now I have running lights and a tail light, both turn signals and brake. And then if you can see here, let me try to hold the camera. If I hit the brakes, it gets brighter. Turn signal on, turn it off, and the light comes back on. Pretty neat. So that would give you great visibility. It was pretty cheap. I don't remember how much it was. I think it was probably like 50 or 60 bucks from Harley. It might even been 100. Everything seems to be 100 from them. But that's kind of cool anyway. So there's the first thing there. Okay, so I went ahead and plugged this in before I get it all tucked away and fished under the frame, just to show you guys how this goes here. So the stabilizer male end goes to the female of the main harness, back to towards the motor. The male end that goes to the rear fender will actually go to the female of the module, and then the male of the module goes into the female of the load stabilizer. And I mean, you can't mess this up. It'll only really, I mean, I guess you could if you don't follow the directions, but I'm using a custom dynamics setup. Very, very clear colored directions, super easy. So you just want to make sure that you get this in line before you have this, because all your power is going to run through this. And so you need it to hit this first, the stabilizer first. Okay, so this will plug in here, and then I'll clean this up. But what I did is I fished this wire. You can see the stabilizer over there on the other side, the blue right there, up through and under the main harness, up into the battery compartment, and then up under here into here. And I just kind of tucked it in there, both ends. So now if we come over to the other side, there's the load leveler stabilizer. So then I'm going to bring this behind here, and then I'll stash this up in this spot here. It's pretty deep, really. I mean, it's 2 knuckles deep. There we go. I'll get it tucked up in there and that put away, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, there we go. This will sit down there. I didn't have to put any pressure on that at all to get it to seat. As you can see, it's not popping up, so I have my wires nice and tight in there. I got the module here tucked up under the frame rail, the other connector there. And then around here, even with it being blue, this is about where it's going to be. You really can't see it too much, so I might even just take some Plasti Dip and spray a little bit of Plasti Dip on that, just on the one side, so that it doesn't ever get hot or anything. These are supposed to be the best ones you can use. They don't get hot and stuff, but I was worried about wrapping it in rubber tape. you know, typically with electronics, you want to try to stay away from that, so they can get good airflow. There we go, pretty easy. Next thing is going to be switching those out, and then I'll come back and show you how I did that. Okay, well that was easier than I thought. For anybody wondering, I always thought maybe these spun off. They don't. They have clips on them. And I did cheat a little bit, because with the original, the first module that I had to get, the run, turn, stop, you can see it comes with the new red ones. And they are that clip there. I'm going to leave these packaged. I'll probably give them to somebody that needs a set, because I'm not going to use them. I have the LED ones, so. But yeah, just a little screwdriver. I put a little bit of pressure right here with a screwdriver, and it popped right out. So there we go. Alright guys, so I went with the Pro Beam kit from Custom Dynamics. I mean, there's directions, but I think for most people, if you know how to put a bulb in, I think this is going to be pretty self-explanatory. So I'll just get to it and show you what it looks like. Alright, so there is a little rubber gasket in here. You can see it here. And you just got to take a screwdriver. It's really hard to do looking through a phone. And make sure you push the gasket back in all the way around so that the LED has enough clearance and sits in there. Once you've done that, there's a little slot here. You obviously put your prongs on the right side for deeper or shallower. Stick your screwdriver in, push, and then give it a turn. A little less than a quarter turn to seat it in there. Alright, so it's all hooked up and done. Got the new ones in front, both sides. Now all I need to do is get an LED headlight. Back, getting ready to chop the fender off. I'll show you what it looks like here. So there's the back. The outside and inside is illuminated right now. No matter what position I put the bulbs in, I could not get that to stop, because I believe that the center is supposed to be the turn and brake light and the outside is supposed to be run. However, it's still very, very bright. You can see the reflection there. It's very, very bright. And then you have the fog lights, well, extra lights up front, and then your turn signals. Pretty awesome. And the halo comes back on. Same on the other side. And the halo comes back on. So pretty cool. I'm very, very happy with it. If it wasn't for taking the video, this probably would have taken me a half hour maybe to figure out and do. And the directions are really great. So I would definitely recommend this kit for anybody looking. It's all plug and play. Thanks for watching.